true Canadian cheers greet the princess, as followed by the Duke, she steps onto Canadian soil for the first time.
Queen Elizabeth's rich relationship with Canada stretched so long, during her first trip she was still princess in 1951. Over the 7 decades that followed, the Queen made nearly 24 visits, seeing every corner of the country, urban, rural and remote, and meeting all kinds of Canadians, drawing big crowds.
The Queen rarely says anything controversial, but she brings a great deal of excitement, and I think part of the excitement is because people actually don't know what she's thinking.
This is the little dress I wore.
Susan Sweeney Herman was 9 years old when she was selected to present flowers to the Queen in Quebec in 1959, a moment that stayed with her.
She was very, very sweet, a lovely smile, thanked me, for the flowers and fussed over them for a moment, and so I felt happy about that. And then off she went and shook more hands.
33 years later, she was able to arrange the same honor for her own 9-year-old daughter.
I took pen to paper, my best fountain pen, wrote a letter to the Queen's private secretary, not thinking anything would come of it, but 10 days later an envelope arrived in the mail with the royal insignia thanking me for my letter.
The Queen has been there for key moments in Canadian history.
Carolyn Harris points to 1970, Prince Charles and Princess Anne's first trip, and one of many times the Queen met with Indigenous peoples.
It was not only an opportunity to engage with Indigenous people in these regions and to visit areas that had never received a royal visit before, but it was a very clear statement of Canadian sovereignty over the Arctic.
The whole family was back for the 1976 Olympics in Montreal, watching Princess Anne compete on the British equestrian team. In 1982, Her Majesty signed the Constitution Act, signaling Canada's move to full sovereignty.
There could be no better moment for me, as Queen of Canada, to declare again my unbounded confidence in the future of this wonderful country.
A beloved queen, but the crown is not loved by all Canadians. Protesters in Quebec turned their backs to her in 1964.
She has said, and I think it's one of the remarkable statements she made during her long, long reign in this country, that she was not a fair weather friend. She was here not just for the good times, but also for the difficult times. And she has been here during difficult times and has responded to some of the difficult things.
A 3-province tour in 2010 would be Her Majesty's final visit.
I shall continue to take the greatest pride in being your Queen now and in the years to come.
Pride and a strength of connection from a head of state who represented stability, reigning for nearly half of Canada's existence since Confederation. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.